Well, I was really pleased with the game. I thought we played really well offensively. I was a little disappointed in our rebounding and thought we could do a little better job of that. We had a nice spurt where we got some steals and led to breakaway baskets that really stretched the lead, and then I thought we just really played well offensively. I mean, shot the ball well, 61% from the field. That's pretty amazing against a team as good as Duke and as good defensively as they are. I thought Liston played well. We did a much better job on her in the second half. But Kayla McBride, in my opinion, best guard in the country. And I think she had a phenomenal game. Jewel Lloyd. I mean, our backcourt's got to be number one in the country. I thought they both played extremely well.
What's your defensive game plan going into the game?
We were going to play all man-to-man and try not to get Liston, try not to let her get any, make it hard for her to get the ball. And we didn't do a great job of that in the first half. I thought better in the second, but that was primarily the game plan.
Early on, Rashae Jackson was able to get a lot of cracks at the basket, and she missed easy layups. That seemed to disappear a little bit in the second half. Was cutting off driving lanes a priority in the second half?
We actually were leaving her open to double team in the first half on the block. We were looking to have her man be a little bit of a floater to help on the ball, and so I think we guarded her maybe a little bit in the second half, a little bit more than we did in the first half.
You actually improved in the rebounding. At one time it was a little rough in the first half. I think you might have been outscored 8-1 in the second chance points at one point. What did you guys do to turn the rebounding game around?
Yeah, it's just effort on the board. I mean, it's just a block out. That is all it is, and we just weren't doing it in the first half. They had 10 offensive rebounds at halftime, and we talked about that. That was probably the most disappointing stat on the sheet. So, I think we got a little better, but still, they had a flurry at times, where they'd get 2 or 3 in a row, and that was, it's just disappointing. She did. She gives a great spark. Came in and got 2 offensive rebounds back to back. Kicked it out. And then finally was able to finish on her own. So I was pleased with her. I thought Taya did a nice job. I thought the bench really was ready.
How important to turn Elizabeth Williams into a non-factor?
Yeah, I thought Natalie Chalma did a phenomenal job on her. I mean, we kept her from getting the ball early, kept her off the glass, and and then we were able to go at her and try to get a couple fouls when she got 2. So I was really pleased. I thought Natalie Chalma played very well.
As good as Mabry's been shooting percentage-wise, you think her points as Duke was trying to get closer, she hit some shots for you guys that really kept you guys?
Yeah, she really did. She hit the 3 and then the shot fake, one dribble pull up. I thought those 2 baskets were really big for us, and she's been doing that for us all year long.
There were like 2 or 3 different occasions in the game where Notre Dame went up by 13, 15, 16 points, and then Duke kind of scrapped claw their way in. It seemed like you were going to put them away earlier than you did. To what can you attribute, sort of on your end, how Duke was able to come back at those times, and what did you do at the end to finally finish them off?
Well, I mean, they're a really good team. I mean, they're one of the top teams in the country, a top 4 team. So you're certainly not going to blow them out in their own building early in the game. I thought that we turned it over quite a bit in a stretch, that led to some layups for them. That was a problem. I thought we fouled a bunch. They got some free throws when they were struggling to score. We were giving them easy shots and free throws. So I think for us, when we get shots, we shoot a pretty good percentage. So we talked about taking care of the ball a little bit better and, running some different stuff to help us handle the ball a little better.
Can you talk about Jewel's 3-point shooting? She had those 2 threes in a 9-0 run.
She's just a phenomenal player and a great shooter, and she seems to make them when we really need them the most. And she had a nice stretch, I thought, both defensively that turned into offense and some big baskets too.
Kayla, how much do you relish playing the top 5 team on the road?
I think it's just good for our team. I think that we're going to have some tough games like that going down the road. We're in a new conference, new environments. I just think it's a good challenge for us going down the road.
Can you talk about how you were able to go out into that environment and just seem like right away started hitting your shots?
Oh, it's fun. I'm just trying to take advantage of the opportunity and go out and play the game that I love. And, we ended up hitting shots in the beginning of the game, and it's just a great environment, great game. It's just great for women's basketball.
Can you talk about the defensive effort? I mean, you held Duke to less than 40% shooting, and they're one of the top shooting teams in the country.
Yeah, it was definitely effort. I think we played a lot better team defense in the second half. We were helping each other out more, and they were missing shots. We were getting rebounds, and that's what led to the transition game and allowed us to get that big run in the second half.
Are you guys getting a little road weary? I mean, this is, what, 5 out of 6 or something like that? Three top 10s in a row?
You know, it's just one game at a time. We're just going in and trying to keep that same mentality and that toughness, and we've been bringing it day in and day out.
Jill, what have you thought of this ACC road swing so far?
You know, it's great, but you know, taking it day at a time and getting it done.
You guys have played, your last 3 road games have been at Tennessee, at Maryland, at Duke. Can you just talk about how you guys emerged from that swing?
I mean, I think it starts in practice, is getting ready and getting focused, and we know it's going to be loud, and you know, you got to take the crowd out of the game, but it helps me have good coaching and good teammates.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Best
Can you talk
coaches.
about your team's mindset? Just looking at your team play, like in these tough places, you never once says your team gets nervous or anxious. There's just, no matter what you're doing, everything seems to be very even. Does that come from the players? Does that come from the coaches? Is that through personality of both?
I think it's both. I mean, on the court, you have 3 seniors who've been to Final Fours back to back to back, and they have great leadership. But then you go to the bench, and you have a Hall of Fame coach, and you have a assistant who's played and won a championship, so it helps a lot when you have that combo.
Can you talk about that? I think it was an 11-0 run. Duke had close to 5, and then you went on an 11-0 run, and you had two threes in that stretch. Can you just talk about what was clicking for you there?
I was just trying to be patient. I didn't want to force anything, and I think they were good looks, and they happened to drop in, so that's always good.
Both players, do you have a chip on your shoulder when you come into new conferences playing a team that you beat last year, yet Duke was ranked #1 and you #2 in the league for the season?
We always have a chip on our shoulder. I think that we know we're going to get everybody's best game, and it's a great environment, you know, new environment, especially in the ACC. And I think we just have to stay mentally tough, mentally focused, and just take it one game at a time. We know it's going to be tough, but we just have to execute.
Coach, you do so many things offensively, the drives, the alley-oops, the pull-up jumpers, but do you think people forget that you're also a 3-point shooter?
Well, I haven't really been shooting that well this year, but you know, it's you're a shooter. You gotta, you know, let it shoot. You know, you just gotta let it fly, really. But I just try to let my defense motivate my offense. So.
Why haven't you been shooting the 3 as much, do you think?
I'm not sure, but you know, I think I'm playing well. I'm scoring different ways, so that always helps.
Did you guys think you'd be this good without Sky?
You know, I think we're a different team this year. I think it's a team that everybody has stepped up and done a little bit more. I think we're a little harder to guard because the offense doesn't run through one person. I think we have multiple people who can bring the ball up. We have multiple people who can handle the ball and score. And so I think it makes us a little harder to guard. When we rebound and put it on the floor, you know, we get the break going with our posts and with these two. So I think we're still attacking in transition, and you know, we definitely miss Sky on defense. She really could set a tone on defense. But, you know, I think we're just a little bit different this year.
How important is a win at Duke in terms of the conference race and maybe positioning yourself for March and a 1 seed?
Yeah, it's February 2nd, so we're in the conference. You know, it's a good win for us in early February. We've got a tough stretch ahead of us right now, and we're not the type of team that likes to rest. We're ready for Florida State by the time we get off the plane.